Good morning, Moore Elementary students and staff. Today is Friday, February 10th, 2023. We want to start with our congratulations to Mr. Eric Rankins. He's our Mustang Pride winner for this month. Eric has made many new and exciting changes to our nutrition department. He's incorporated a lot of great new menu items and added a pleasant sense of humor to the department. We're lucky to have Eric. Thank you, Mr. Rankins. Our random fact for the day: sea otters hold hands while they sleep to avoid floating away from their group. Isn't that sweet? Just in time for Valentine's Day. It is I Love to Read month as well. Here is our bracket. You can see that the first matchup on Monday, so Monday night, Wren's classroom will be taking on Miss Stralow's classroom. It's going to be a great battle. Reading bracket battle. And Samuelson's classroom takes on Miss Holscher's. And Miss Lick's classroom is taking on Shadeen's. And Mr. Nelson's classroom is taking on Gustafson's. The winners will advance to Wednesday's bracket, and that's the busy day where almost every classroom will be taking on another classroom in the bracket reading challenge. You do have 6 tickets that were given to you. Hopefully you use all those tickets, but some of you might only use 1 ticket. You can use 1 ticket per bracket or per matchup. We gave 6 to everyone just in case you advance to the championship round. Next Tuesday, February 14th, we are going to wear pink to raise awareness against bullying. We want to encourage all students and staff to participate. Again, wear pink on Tuesday, February 14th. Just a couple reminders: buses release for breakfast first. Do not step off the bus if you are not having breakfast during that first release. If you choose not to have breakfast, you will be the last group released and you come in the Wellia Center doors. Congratulations to our January Katya winners. The following students can come down to the office to collect your prize: Max S. in Mrs. Verdon's room, Carolyn in Mrs. Samuelson's, Silas B. in Miss Stralow's room, Lacey C. in Miss Kep's room, Riley B. in Mrs. Hambley's classroom, Jarvis N. in Mrs. Rydberg's, Lauren T. in Mrs. Halverson, Riker C. in Mrs. Joy, Nolan R. in Mrs. Mantell's class, Justice G. in Miss Rumportal's classroom, Nolan O. in Mrs. Nolt's classroom, Agnes C. in Mrs. 3rd grade Amy Nelson's classroom, Claire in Mr. Samuelson's classroom, Gavin F. in Mrs. Anderson's 4th grade classroom, Henry O. in Mrs. Nelson's 4th grade classroom, Silas B. in Mr. Norvell's classroom, and Francisco McKaylee in Mrs. Gustafson's classroom, Jacob H. in Mrs. Holscher's, and Corvin R. in Mrs. Lick's. Congratulations to those of you, and again, come down to the office to collect a prize. Here is our Counselor's Corner for the week.
Good morning, Mustangs. Welcome back to the Counseling Corner. I'm Miss B.
I'm Miss Ryder.
Today, the breathing technique we don't actually know the name of.
We don't.
Maybe you have heard of this one before and know the name, or maybe you can invent a good name to tell us. So I will talk about what it looks like, and Miss Ryder will demonstrate. So I want you to get into a comfortable position, sit up nice and straight and tall, and focus on listening to your breathing. Feel the air going in through your nose and out through your mouth. So for this one, when you breathe in, I want you to bring your shoulders up, up, up to your ears. And when you breathe out, push them down. And then when you do it again, breathe in, bring your shoulders up. And when you breathe out, try to get your shoulders even further down. Keep pushing them back and down and down and down, trying to make a bigger space between your ears and your shoulders with each breath that you take. And you can keep breathing like this until you feel your shoulders nice and relaxed.
I feel like I'm going to be standing tall all day after that, Miss B. Thank you.
Well, I'm glad it worked for you. I hope that you enjoyed that and have a great rest of your day.
There is a lot of special events happening in Mora this weekend with the Vasaloppet. Here's more on the Vasaloppet.
Something special is happening this weekend in downtown Mora. Over 1,000 people will come to Mora from different states and different countries to participate in the Vasaloppet ski races. The Vasaloppet has been happening every winter in Mora for over 50 years. There are many people who volunteer to help at the races by handing out water, Gatorade, and blueberry soup to the skiers, preparing the ski trails, and cheering the winners to the finish line. Hi, I'm Dana Woods, and I'm one of the Vasaloppet Kranskulas. Kranskula means wreath girl. That means the Kranskulas get to put the wreath over the winner of the Vasaloppet races. Other things that Kranskulas get to do is we get to put medals over all the finishers who come through the finish line. We also get to hand out awards to the first, second, and third place winners of the races. They receive Dala Horse Awards. One of the most fun things that we get to do is we get to ring bells and cheer for the skiers. Be a skier! Come join in the fun! We'll see you at the finish line!
Make it a great day or not. The choice is always yours. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance presented by Mrs. Rydberg's first grade class.